Coming up on DITV, Iowa City's Latino Festival is just around the corner.
Also, UISG released its first service report.
Iowa vs. Wisconsin. Don't miss DITV's pregame show.
Stick around for our predictions for the game.
Is it hot or is it not? Looks like we're going to have to find out more in this week's weather.
All that and more coming up on this Friday morning edition of DITV.
Don't go anywhere, DITV starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm John Chenoweth.
And I'm Susanna Kloster. The Iowa City Latino Festival will be happening on Sunday, September 23rd. The festival was originally scheduled for August 24th.
Organizers of the festival postponed out of respect for the family of Molly Tibbetts. Tibbetts' body was found 3 days before the event was originally scheduled. The University of Iowa will no longer be automatically accepting students into the honors program. Before the changes were made, anyone with a 3.8 GPA or who scored a 30 or higher on their ACT was accepted immediately. Starting in the 2019 and 2020 school year, students will have to apply to get into the honors program. This change was made because the honors staff was worried that they might have been missing out on students who would fit into the program well, but might have been just short of the former cutoff scores.
18 to 35-year-olds are the state of Iowa's largest voting population, yet they have the lowest voter turnout. We here at DITV have a news reporter, Mackenzie Cooper, standing by in the newsroom to tell us more about how organizations are trying to change that. Good morning, Mackenzie.
Good morning, Susanna. That's right. We've seen this week UISG and Hawkeye Caucus attempt to engage students to get out and vote by hosting the first ever voter registration week. But they were not the only ones encouraging students to get involved in the upcoming midterm elections. Tom Steyer, the founder of Next Gen America, was on campus on Thursday to assist other student organizations in getting students registered and informed on how to vote. Since February of this year, Next Gen, which has over 40 chapters on campuses across Iowa, has registered 11,000 young voters. Steyer believes it's essential to have everyone's voice be heard, including young people, to have a truly representative democracy. Thanks, Susanna. Back to you.
The UISG released its first service report, which is able to help students navigate to the best services that can help them on campus. DITV News reporter Jahisha Thomas has a story.
Over at the IMU, the Director of Services from the University of Iowa Student Government has comprised a service report which gives a general background on the individual services it can offer students, as well as sharing general goals and an overall progression. Some of the services which were recently introduced include lockers, being able to check out equipment, or one of the most beneficial is allowing the IMU to remain open for 24 hours, which provides students the place to study at any time with access to the ITC equipment. Anthony Horton, the Director of Services, is able to tell a little bit more about what he hopes to expect in this new position.
I'm hoping to get our website redesigned. It's kind of, in my opinion, a little bit stale, and it doesn't really give a very good overview of all the services that we offer.
Anthony also identified a particular key feature which he thinks with new leadership will serve a better purpose for the students.
I think the airport shuttle is going to be a big one, especially for the international student population. There are a lot, I mentioned it a little bit, but there were just a lot of problems with the shuttle that we faced last year, or the shuttle that we offered. We reached a capacity of 130 students, which is good, but I personally believe we can do a lot better, so I'm super excited.
So it looks like the students are in good hands. Reporting from the IMU, this is Jahisha Thomas with DITV.
Well, Susanna, the other day it was thunderstorming and raining pretty hard. My umbrella even broke, and needless to say, I got pretty soaked.
Yeah, yesterday it was so windy, my hair was just going everywhere. So let's see if we can have better weather for this weekend's football game over in the weather studio with Jahisha.
Hello, yes, unfortunately I don't have any better news as it still looks like it's going to be a windy one and we're going to need to hold on to our belongings as we are having 21 miles per hour winds at 66 degrees as we enter into the night, going into a distinctly cool 45 degrees. Then we look at our extended forecast. The sun comes out from hiding as we enjoy the lovely 70 degrees during the day before getting to cheer on our Hawkeyes at night at a cooler 47 degrees. Then wrapping up the weekend, we get to spend a little more time with that
Warm weather sun at 75 degrees before it dips behind the clouds heading into the low 50s at night. For our Monday starter, the sun is a little shy as we timidly enjoy those high 70s temperatures before only falling to the low 60s. Then Tuesday, the rain clouds just couldn't hold on as we dip into those rainy high 60-degree temperatures before seeing us into the brisk mid-40s into the evening. Then closing out the forecast on Wednesday, we get a break from those showers and welcome that blissful sun as we relish in those high 60s before once again leading us into the night with those mid-40s. So it may be an up and down week of rain, but let's hope that those Hawkeyes continue to stay up. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and back to you at the desk.
There is a new way for teachers to assess reading gaps between students. It's called the Iowa Assessment of Skills and Knowledge, also known as IASK. The program was developed at the University of Iowa over the course of 15 years, and it was greenlit in 2017. For more information, visit daily-iowan.com.
It's Friday, you know what that means. It's time to check out the Hawkeye Kid Captain of the Week. In the studio, we have Audit Tamby for more. Good morning, Audit.
Thanks, guys. This football game's kid captain, Kirsten Mann, is 14 years old and a native of Ankeny, Iowa. At the age of 3, Kirsten was diagnosed with limb muscular dystrophy, a disease that causes weakness in the muscles. It reduced her body's ability to produce protein that built muscle. Amidst her ailment, Kirsten's mother was combating cancer. Her mother passed away in March 2017. Kirsten's health worsened after that. Early this year, her heart function dropped to 15%. She was taken to the Stead Family Children's Hospital, where she successfully got a heart transplant. Kirsten has shown enormous resilience through her ailment. She has been an inspiration to those around her. Kirsten is now doing well and is attending school regularly. Susanna and John, back to you at the desk.
Well, I'm super excited to see her at the game this weekend. And this weekend is our last home game of September against Wisconsin. And I'm excited to see what it's going to look like.
I'll say we've had 4 home games in a row already, and it's been a pretty exciting time in Iowa City. Hopefully we can get the win against Wisconsin. Yeah,
let's toss it over to Lucy and Bo in our sports studio to find out what's going to happen this weekend.
Welcome back to DITV's pregame show. I'm your host, Bo Bowman, joined by the always lovely Lucy Rodine.
Thanks, Bo. We have got a great show today. Iowa versus Wisconsin in what could be the game that determines the winner of the Big Ten West.
Now, it seems like Wisconsin has had a stranglehold on the Western Division of the Big Ten Conference in the past couple of years, and that's because they do.
Since the inception of the Big Ten Championship game, Wisconsin hasn't been a participant in the game every year except for 2.
But let's not forget that one of those years was Iowa's magic 12-0 season, where the Hawks went into Camp Randall and beat the Badgers in a thrilling 10-6 game at Camp Randall.
Thrilling's not exactly the word I would use.
I know,
but
I was being ironic.
But the point is, it's been done before, and the Hawks don't see any reason why it can't happen again.
And if their road sign says Indy or bust, their journey to the Big Ten Championship runs through Wisconsin.
Yeah, they've kind of had everyone's number, to be honest. They're kind of the class of the Big Ten West as of late, and you know, we pride ourselves on trying to become a championship level football team, and you know, now we have the opportunity to play one, so you know, no better opportunity than that.
They're a program that we all have tremendous respect for. They're one of the top programs in the entire nation, so they're going to come in ready to play, and they're going to be a good team.
But whether we win this game or lose the game, it's still going to be, you know, still got 8 more weeks of football left no matter what happens, and we'll deal with it on either side. But yeah, it's a long season, but this is a big game. It's a conference game.
But despite their dominance, the Badgers aren't immune to the occasional upset.
Last week, Wisconsin hosted BYU, and the Cougars played some pretty good football.
They're the only ones to come out of Camp Randall alive since October 15th, 2016, when Ohio State beat the Badgers in that awesome 30-23 game in overtime. And to put that into perspective, if you're a senior in college right now, Wisconsin has only lost 4 games at home since you've been in high school. But even when they lose, the Badgers still put up some pretty solid numbers. Alex Hornibrook threw for 190 yards, and their Heisman candidate running back Jonathan Taylor ran for $117.
So even if the Hawks manage to make it a tight game, they're going to have to play disciplined football in order to pull this one out.
You know, there's things that BYU did that you know, were obviously very effective, and you know, obviously just look at that stuff, you know, to study the tape and, you know, be more familiar with them. So
I don't think that loss is going to change their mindset. They're going to, prepare like normal. That's why they've been so good in the past, is because they take it a week at a time. And this is a new week for them, just like it is for us. So
BYU played a really good game, and they caught them a couple times, but it took a really good effort. That's what it's going to take for us.
And as if the game couldn't get any more exciting, it's going to be the second consecutive night game at home for the Hawks.
And if history has anything to do with it, the Badgers are in for a rude awakening, Bo.
The last few ranked teams to play at Kinnick at night were upset by the Hawks, with the exception of Penn State last year, but we don't really talk about that one. But nonetheless, the Kinnick Edge will be a force to be reckoned with.
It's just a really special atmosphere, and I think it's always tough for a team to go in and play, on the road at night because of that atmosphere. So, I'm really excited for this game, and really just excited to, get the crowd involved quick.
Yeah, there's a different feel to it. You can kind of feel the energy. I'm not into all that woo-woo stuff, but you can, there's something to it for sure.
I mean, the fans are just always invested, especially at night. And for some reason they're a little bit rowdier, so that's something we look forward to, obviously, and I think it's a big edge.
It's kind of funny. As we started the year, I think the first game was like 2:30, and the next one, they've all moved up like an hour or two every week, so it seems like it's like a video game or something. You just keep moving up a little bit. But yeah, anytime you get to go in Kinnick, especially at night, with the great fans we have and the great atmosphere that it is, it's really special, and it's going to be really fun.
So the team is definitely excited to get under the lights, and with that new north end zone, it's shaping up to be one of the loudest games in Kinnick yet.
I agree with that one, Bo.
So, all right, we've got all the facts out on the table. Lucy, what's your prediction?
Well, if Wisconsin would have beaten BYU last week, I would have picked Iowa in this one. But that's the first time Wisconsin has lost a home game against a non-conference opponent since 2003. So I just think that bitter taste of that loss is going to be in the minds of the Badgers as they head into Kinnick this weekend. And they've dominated the series, and I just see it happening again. I think Wisconsin's going to take this game 14-10.
No, I have to agree with you, but I think it's going to be a little more high scoring than people think. I'm going to say Wisconsin 28-14. Iowa's offense is going to be until like the fourth quarter, and maybe they'll score a garbage time touchdown. I don't know. One last thing quickly before we go. College football's favorite tradition is still turning heads over a year after its first appearance.
Earlier this season, the West Virginia football team waved to their children's hospital on their way into their stadium, not unlike the first quarter wave here in Kinnick.
Now, in sports, there's an unwritten rule not to steal teams' traditions, but I think there's an exception to every rule. There should be no trademark on making a kiddo's day a little bit better. So for those of you saying Iowa did it first, not cool, instead of being bitter that they're adopting an Iowa tradition, be proud to be a fan of a team that can create change across the country and bring a little smile to an otherwise smileless place. I tip my coonskin cap to you, West Virginia. Cue Country Roads.
That's it from us in the sports studio. Guys, back to you at the desk.
It's Friday, and that means it's time for the IC Animal of the Week. This is reserved for that one special animal at the Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Center who is ready to meet their new family.
This week's furry friend is Tess the cat. Tess is a young female cat who is ready to move into her new household. She does fine with other cats, but a proper introduction is a good idea. The only dogs Tess wants to see are the ones that she can see from the inside of her house. She is spayed and up to date on all of her shots. She knows her way around the litter box. Tess should always stay inside where she is ready to receive undivided attention from her loving family.
For more information about Tess and other furry friends, you can go to the ICAC website, call their phone number, or stop by to meet your next furry family member. Thank you for tuning in to this Friday morning edition of DITV.
Be sure to head over to daily-iowan.com for all of your latest news between Monday and Friday.
And if that isn't enough for you, of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out the print edition on newsstands now. For DITV, I'm Susanna Kloster.
And I'm John Chenoweth. Have a great day, Iowa City.